Welcome. I'm glad you're here to study today. We are going to make sure you are completely prepared for your upcoming exams. If you want the absolute best place to practice and master your subjects, you will find everything you need at QandAhelp.com. Let's look directly at this past question from the WAEC Mathematics 2026 exam, question 35. It asks us to find the value of x, given the equation x to the 3/4 is equal to 1/2 to the 9/8. Stacked fractional ratios often look intimidating on an exam paper. However, we are going to break this down into very simple, manageable operations. By the end of this video, I will show you a time-saving shortcut that will let you solve this exact type of problem in seconds. Once you know how to handle these fractions properly, you can confidently tackle an entire category of ratio questions across your WAEC, NECO, and JAMB exams without hesitation. The very first step is translation. A ratio symbol is simply another way to write a division sign. Think of this equation like a balanced scale, where both sides must hold the exact same value. Let's rewrite those ratio colons as division signs to make the math clearer. X divided by 3/4 equals 1/2 divided by 9/8. We have two known numbers on the right side. Let's focus there and solve 1/2 divided by 9/8 first. Here is a step where students often make a mistake. You cannot just multiply straight across. When you divide by a fraction, you must multiply by its reciprocal. We keep the 1/2, change the division to multiplication, and physically flip 9/8 upside down so it becomes 8/9. Now we just multiply the numerators and denominators. Up top, 1 times 8 is 8. On the bottom, 2 times 9 is 18. We are left with 8 over 18. Both 8 and 18 are even numbers, which means we can divide them both by 2 to simplify the fraction. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. We now have 4/9. By cleaning up the known numbers on one side first, we have created a much simpler target. Finding the value of the unknown letter on the left side is now a straightforward process. Let's bring that simplified 4/9 back into our main equation. Our balanced scale now reads x divided by 3/4 equals 4/9. To get x completely by itself, we need to undo the division by 3/4. The opposite of division is multiplication, so we multiply both sides by 3/4. A quick warning, do not divide here or you will throw the equation out of balance. On the left side, dividing by 3/4 and multiplying by 3/4 reverse each other perfectly. They cancel out, leaving us with x beautifully isolated. The equation is now x equals 4/9 multiplied by 3/4. Before you multiply 4 times 3 and 9 times 4, let's look at a shortcut you can use to skip the heavy arithmetic. We can cancel common factors across the diagonals. The 4 on top cancels out the 4 on the bottom. Then the 3 on top divides perfectly into the 9 on the bottom, leaving a 3. All that remains is a 1 on top and a 3 on the bottom. Our final answer is x equals 1/3. Looking at our original choices, the correct answer is option A. Canceling numbers early prevents you from creating large fractions that are difficult to reduce. During a timed exam, this habit saves you mental energy and gives you extra minutes to spend on harder questions. We know this answer is solid because we can plug it back in. Replacing x with 1/3 shows that 1/3 divided by 3/4 works out exactly to 4/9. The scale remains balanced. Now it is your turn to practice. Grab a pen and a piece of paper so you can test what you just learned. Here is quiz 1. If y to 2/3 equals 1/4 to 1/2, find y. Pause the video now and solve it. Let's check your work. Flip the right side to get 1/4 times 2 over 1, which simplifies to 1/2. Multiply both sides by 2/3 to isolate y. Cancel the 2's on the diagonal, and y equals 1/3. Let's do one more to guarantee you've got it. Quiz 2. If p to 4/5 equals 2/3 to 4/3, find p. Pause and solve. We flip 4/3 to 3/4. Multiply by 2/3, use our cancellation shortcut, and the right side becomes 1/2. To isolate p, multiply both sides by 4/5. Cancel the numbers, and p equals 2/5. If you matched those steps, you have successfully mastered fractional ratios. You are ready to handle these questions with total confidence on your actual exam. For more in-depth explanations covering WAEC, JAMB, and NECO subjects, rush over to QandAHelp.com. Subscribe to the channel for more step-by-step solutions.